High School Hoops, presented by Allied Services.
Welcome inside Crestwood High School. We're in Mountaintop, Luzerne County. Tonight, Allied Services presents High School Hoops. It's a Wyoming Valley Conference Division I clash as Wilkes-Barre area takes on Crestwood. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bob I, joined courtside tonight by my partner. He's played, he coached, he even refereed, Mr. Douglas Walsh. And Doug, just 3 games left in the regular season for Division I. They end on Saturday. This conference and division is really up in the air as we take a look at the standings.
Yeah, you and I talked about it, Bob, a month ago. Nobody was going to run the table in this conference, and as you can see, Hazleton with 2 losses on top. We figured 2 would win it, and it will. 3 may get you to a playoff, and possibly 4. It'll all be determined this week.
The Wolfpack have won 6 of the last 10. They're healthy. They're playing great basketball. Cole Walker, our Toyota Spotlight player, needs a big night tonight.
Cole Walker coming in, averaging 13 and 9. He only scored 4 points the first time out, but he had 15 recently against Dallas. Coach Toole needs him to score tonight if Wilkes-Barre is going to win.
The subpar January. They want to get things rolling here in February. Ryan Petrosky, our other Toyota Spotlight player, he needs a big night as well.
Yeah, Ryan Petrosky does a lot of things well. He rebounds, plays defense, hustles. He gets 13 and 5 a game. Very versatile, probably their most consistent player thus far.
Both coaches have sent us our keys to the game, and Doug's going to start with Wilkes-Barre first.
Well, Wilkes-Barre knows that Crestwood shoots a lot of threes, so they're going to have to defend the arc. They're going to have to close out on shooters, and they want to get this into a track meet a little bit. They'd like to get it up around 50 points. For Crestwood, their focus will be on transitioning back on the defensive end, and they must limit Wilkes-Barre to only 1 shot each possession.
It's a big Wyoming Valley Conference Division I game. It's Wilkes-Barre and Crestwood next.
You're watching High School Hoops, presented by Allied Services.
Let's take a look now at your Figure Law Firm starting lineups. First for the Wilkes-Barre area, Wolfpack 10 and 9 coming in. All juniors. You got Porti, Egidio, Hall, Masker, and Walker. For Crestwood, 14 and 5, 8 and 3 in the division. Looks like this: 4 juniors and 1 senior. You have Zaleski, Petrosky, Vini, Fiesel, and Papura. The area referees tonight from the Wyoming Valley Conference: John Layton, Sean Slusser, and John Bacheski. So a good refereeing crew. They have a lot of years under their belts. Oh, we've seen them before. So what do you expect early on to see from both teams?
Well, Wilkes-Barre wants to push the tempo. They want to get this game going real fast if they can. Crestwood will run. They don't want to. They'd prefer a slower type game. You'll see Crestwood run 15, 20, 30 seconds off each possession around the perimeter, trying to drive it.
Wolfpack have had a roller coaster season. They lose to Pittston area big and then come back with a nice win over Dallas last week, 56-53. Crestwood is also coming off a win over Wyoming Valley West, 77-46. Papura jumping against Hall, and we are underway in Mountaintop.
You'll see Wilkes-Barre play a lot of, both teams will play a lot of man, but Wilkes-Barre opens up man-to-man. They see they got Cole Walker on Vini, a longer guy on him to try to stop that 3-point shot.
Back outside to Zaleski. Down the lane. And a big rebound by Papura. A key to the game has to be the rebounding.
Yeah, well, as we talked about it, at the first possession, they got an offensive rebound. They were worried about that.
Vini slices in and he lays it up for 2.
Well, that's the problem. If Cole Walker is going to guard Vini, he has to play off him a little bit and stop that drive because Vini's a little bit quicker than him.
Porti gets it off to Hall. Back to Porti. Nice dish inside to Walker.
Good to see Walker get off to a good start. He struggled a little bit the last time these 2 teams played, and as we said in the open, Coach Toole wants him and needs him to score tonight.
Vini sets his feet, no good. Masker pulls it down. Porti wants to push it. 5'6" junior hands it off to Brendan Hall. Crestwood in a man-to-man in the white jerseys. Masker can't get it to go.
You see both times the ball went down into the post on the offensive end for Wilkes-Barre. Look to see that a lot tonight.
Marcus Feeney, the 5'10" junior, pulls it out. He'll set the play for the Comets, who average 58.9 points per game.
They got a lot of guys in the lane. Usually they have a lot of guys outside the perimeter.
Hall with the long arms pulls it down. Tries to push it. And it's tipped out of bounds over to the Comets.
Crestwood was a little confused on that offensive set the first time down there in the call play. It's a little different than they would normally run. They usually have 5 guys outside.
Low-scoring game on January 14th. Crestwood did pull it out in Wilkes-Barre by 1 point. That game went to overtime.
Yeah, and the final was 41-40. Wilkes-Barre didn't score. They scored 1 basket. They scored 8 minutes. They didn't score in the fourth quarter.
Offensive foul called. There is Coach Atherton, his 25th season here at Crestwood. The interesting thing about him, for people that know the Wyoming Valley Conference, he's on the school board of Wilkes-Barre area.
He controls this whole town, doesn't he?
Of course, his dad, a longtime coach.
A good friend of mine, Jim Atherton. Coached against him for quite so many years, and what a great man he was.
Here's Wilkes-Barre averaging 56 points per game. Long-range shot in and out by Egidio. Thomas want to push it. Petrosky with the left hand.
A good box out by Papur. Get the break going quickly out to Petrosky. And you see Crestwood will run.
Wilkes-Barre has looked erratic in some games against Pittston area. I saw very disappointing second half. Didn't shoot the ball real well. Obviously against Dallas, they shot it a lot better.
Well,
their first foul of the game. I should say second foul of the game.
You know, it's a young team. They're all juniors. They're capable of knocking off anybody on any given night. But as you said, every once in a while their inconsistency drives them a little nuts.
Coach Toole, first season here, of course, 16th season. He had at Wilkes-Barre Myers. Had some successful seasons down there. Led his team deep into the Eastern play of the PIAA playoffs.
Yeah, does a nice job, Coach Toole. And interestingly enough, he was a pretty good official too. He was a good referee. So, you know, something about, I always say, Bob, that coaches should ref and refs should coach to get a taste of both sides of it, because either one of them is not real easy.
So the 6'2" junior hits his first one, 50% on the year from the free throw line.
I'm always amazed at good three-point shooters and they struggle from the foul line. I never quite understood that. He's one of those guys. Egidio shoots a lot of threes, makes the most threes on the team, but struggles from the line.
Petrosky can't get it to go. Hall, he'll push it. Good dribbling and nice layup.
Now that's right what Wilkes-Barre wants. The long shot, Leals a long rebound, and off to the races was Brandon Hall.
So the bigger wall at 6'4", guarding 5'10" Marcus Feeney. Feeney gets some space and he nails it.
Well, he can score. He can score driving it, he can score shooting it, and he leads the team in assists. He sets up his teammates. Real nice player, Marcus Feeney.
Feeney had 14 the last time these two teams met. He has 5 already.
And he defends. As you see there, forced the 5 count.
(7-6) Comets lead. They have the ball. Wilkes-Barre area this year giving up 52 points per game. Right now, looking pretty good. Wilkes-Barre's playing well. Petrosky off the screen. You'll notice Crestwood, they will not push it inside. They're perimeter.
Yeah, you see all 5 guys right now outside the arc. They look to go dribble handoffs and backdoor cuts just like that one, but good defense by Wilkes-Barre.
Hall will give it to Porti. Porti will get the play called from the bench. Feeney with the good defense. The kick will go out of bounds, and we'll take our first timeout. Time now to take a look at our marquee matchup, Masker and Purpura, Doug.
Yeah, Bob, in the first matchup, Purpura was in foul trouble early in the first quarter and had to sit. And then in the second period, Masker got into foul trouble. So it'll be interesting to see if both of these guys will play more and have a bigger impact tonight for their respective teams. It hurt Purpura more because Masker still had 10, but Purpura got shut out.
So after the last play, Crestwood gets possession.
Yeah, it was a backcourt violation. They thought it got tipped, but apparently it did not.
Mike Selesky, the 5'11" junior, steps in the game and goes right to the rack and gets fouled.
You see the way they play. They spread the floor out, they weave it, they hand off, and they try to drive it if they can. Everybody can drive it, everybody can shoot it, so they're tough to defend.
Egidio picks up the foul. Zaleski goes to the line, and Mike is a 65% shooter this year. Misses the first.
You see Coach Atherton using a lot of guys in this first quarter. Big guys, Nominski to control the glass.
So here comes Wilkes-Barre back the other way. Double team out top. Porti under pressure. Back over to Hall, and Hall sets it up. Trying to look inside to the big guys. Gets to Masker. Turnaround for Masker, no good. Walker over the back, they're going to call for the foul.
Good job by Jacob Selesky boxing out. Cole Walker was better served to live to fight another day there. When you're out, when you have your boxed out so 8-10 feet away from the basket, is an easy call.
It's like a type of weave offense by the Comets.
Yep, 4 out, 1 in. They drive it, kick it, drive it, kick it, dribble handoffs, and then try to get some back doors.
Number 1, Brandon Nominski, the 6'5" senior, into the game for the Comets. As number 2, Zaleski from downtown.
Yeah, you got to respect all the guys on Crestwood. They all have range, and they all like to shoot it.
16th three-pointer of the season, a 5-point advantage.
Coach Toole was concerned about getting out on the shooters. Now that time they played pretty good defense. He just knocked it down.
Hall into Masker. Can't get the layup to go. Gets it right back and gets fouled. Good job by Masker on the inside, keeping his feet.
Now Masker's a good post player. He can play from the high post, he can play from the mid post, and he can play from the low post. He's got real good footwork, and he's great on the offensive glass, as you saw there.
Nominski picks up the foul. It's the second on the Wilcox. Back to Masker, up and under. No, got blocked by the rim, but right there for the rebound.
He's padding his stats like, remember Moses Malone? He just got 2 offensive rebounds there on that last possession.
He picked up his first field goal on Porti.
That's a nice little matchup there. Zaleski, Mike Zaleski, and Saquon Porti. You know, he didn't think he fouled him, but I thought it was pretty good defense, but Jack Boncheski thought it was a foul.
Walker trying to push the pace back out to Porti. The left-hander, no good. What a tip by Masker, and the foul.
Yeah, Nominski got him on the rebound. He's going to get one more. Boy, he uses his body so well. He gets into position early. You see he's got the inside position there. And real athletic tip in. Nominski with a little nudge behind.
Second chance points to kill you. And that's what they're doing against Crestwood tonight so far. Controlling the glass, and we're tied.
Well, the things we talked about. Wilkes-Barre getting to the shooters. They got 2 threes already, and offensive rebounds down the other end. Wilkes-Barre's already got 4. So the things that the coaches wanted them to do, the guys aren't executing thus far.
Back out to Purpura. He can shoot the 3. It's going to be short. Nice rebound by Fiesel, and he lays it in.
Well, if you're Wilkes-Barre, you could live with Papor shooting that three, but you got to get the offense. You can't let them get the offensive rebound. Zaleski doing a real good job on Porti on the defensive end. He's got him a little bit frustrated.
But it get to Petrosky, who was open, so they'll come back, set it up.
Yeah, they're going to work the perimeter now. You see nobody's in the lane. They got 5 guys on the outside. Looks like they're going to go for 1 with just 30 seconds to go.
Odd, considering both teams like push the pace. They want to get the score up. They're actually going to hold it for 30 seconds.
Well, you know, you look at that score last game, Bob, 41-40. It came down to just a few different possessions. So you get a 4-point lead or a 6-point lead in this game, you're doing pretty well.
Zaleski. Back to Zaleski and it's tipped up to Hall. Hall has time. He almost got it to go. He actually had time to pull it down. Probably could have dunked it, and it would have counted. But a very entertaining, fast-paced first quarter, and it's Crestwood leading Wilkes-Barre 13-11. High School Hoops is brought to you by Sports Therapy Rehab at Allied Services. Whether you're a high school star or a weekend warrior, our therapists can get you back in the game. Call 1-888-REHAB-PA or search sports medicine online at alliedservices.org. Back at Crestwood, Bob Ide, Doug Walsh, courtside, a very entertaining Wyoming Valley Conference Division I matchup. Wilkes-Barre trying to tie it, and they'll actually take the lead. Cole Walker from downtown.
Good job by Brandon Hall. Took it into the lane and drew the defense. Freed up Walker on the perimeter.
Hall, a lot of talent there. I think he just needs to get a little bit under control. Definitely has the athletic ability. Good pick and move. Nice move by Masker. Timeout, Coach Appleton. Didn't like that pick and roll.
Yeah, no, Masker goes up and pretends he's going to screen, and then there's the first one, the kick out by Hall. And really, you see Walker with his feet set, knocks down to 3.
Masker has 7 points. Walker has 5. So already a better output for this team. Up 3 right now.
Yeah, they feel more comfortable with those 2 guys scoring too, Bob. And to see now Jordan Diggs in the game, he'll shoot the 3 as well. He's coming off a 9-point performance against Dallas, but it's kind of a bigger lineup for Wilkes-Barre.
Yeah, Diggs got hurt early on in the season. He actually has played in only 9 games of their 19 this year. They are a different team, I think, with him in the lineup.
Yeah, another junior too, so this team's going to be a force. It's only in the playoffs and down the road. Sorry.
Yeah, his 5th game back since the injury, just getting back into shape. Papur got walked out front.
Yeah.
Took a step.
Good closeout by Masker. Masker ran at him, and Papur did shuffle his feet before he put it down.
I asked Coach Atherton before the game, which Wilkes-Barre team do you think is going to show up? Right now, he's seeing the good one.
Yeah. This team is capable of putting 65 points up and beating anybody.
They beat Hazleton.
Yeah.
They went to Parkland and beat Parkland as Walker gets fouled by Petrosky.
And you know, they took this team to overtime last time, and they had a scoring drought, as I said before, of like 8 minutes. They only scored 2 baskets in the 4th. You just see the foul there. So they're capable of beating anybody.
And Diggs did not play in that game.
Right.
He was hurt. So Walker to the line, makes the first, the 6'4" junior, 84% on the season. This is his 83rd trip to the line this season.
Yeah, he gets to the line, he drives it, he rebounds. And when you drive it, you rebound, and you don't rely on the jumper, you get to the line. Although he got to the line on a jumper that time.
And that's a big foul. Petrosky picks up his 2nd. He goes to the bench. He's their leading scorer.
Yeah, they're going to have to adjust now. They'll play a little bit smaller now, Crestwood, and work the perimeter more.
Zaleski wide open 3, can't get it to go. Chased down by Papura. Another opportunity for the Comets. Inside to Papura. Good, nice little turnaround jump.
And Brandon Hall got a little lost on the defensive end that time, and good look by Zaleski to find Papura inside.
Meany. Hall. Block. Back comes Walker. 3-on-2 if they want it. Egidio from the corner, no good. Back to Walker. Offensive foul. Good defense by Crestwood as Papura hits the deck.
It's getting entertaining, Bob. It's getting exciting.
That's Walker's second foul, so what does Coach Toole do?
Yeah, he's going to get it. He's going to get him immediately, yeah. You see he was planted there on the defensive end. Coach Toole doesn't like the call, but I think it was an offensive.
Well, what would he have called if he was reffing? As you mentioned, he was a referee, right?
I think he probably would have called it an offensive foul. Yeah. He's got a different perspective when you're coaching, though.
Crestwood can erase that three-point advantage right here with a triple.
Well, they feel more comfortable, Bob, in a slower-paced game. But
Hall thought he had the block. Maybe he did, but the foul's going to be called.
yeah, Brandon Hall got away with one last time, and maybe not that time.
Puts Papura on the line, the senior. 54% from the foul line this season.
Yeah. He struggles a little bit from the foul line.
Now the Comets lost in the District 2 5A championship game last year, but lost 3 starters.
Good job by Jacob Zaleski pulling that rebound down to get another possession. And then the tip in.
Paul Fiesel rising to the occasion, tips it in.
No credit Zaleski for getting that offensive rebound on the foul shot. Get another possession for Crestwood.
Masker against the smaller Fiesel. Didn't want to take it. Has room now. Settles for the jump shot, and it's nothing but net.
Now, Masker's got a good game all around. He can drive it, he can post up. He's got a nice little fadeaway. He's got good touch.
Zaleski gets it to go.
Hall took a gamble, went for the steal from behind, and left the clear lane to the basket. Masker had nothing to do.
Another pick and roll.
You see what they're
Masker
doing.
took a hop.
You see what Crestwood's doing, Bob. He talked about defending the pick and roll, Coach Atherton did. Every time they try to pick and roll, they jump it. They double team the guy with the ball, forcing him to give it up. That's their game plan, and so far it's worked pretty well.
So now Cole Walker's on the bench, their leading scorer. He has 2 fouls. Petrosky's back into the game.
They got Nick Jerry in the ball game too. Now he can drive it too. All these guys, you know, they don't lose much when they go to the bench. These guys can all drive it and shoot it, and that's the style they want to play.
So Ruggieri will go to the foul line. The foul was on Porti, his second foul. Wilkes-Barre has 16 fouls. Crestwood has 5.
You know, getting back to the foul shooting, Bob. You know, they're a pretty good three-point shooting team, but they struggle from the foul. Hey, Crestwood's not a real good foul shooting team. It's an anomaly. I can't figure it out.
Battle for the boards is taken. Petrosky, the interception.
You see Petrosky, a nice coy play.
Oh, Hall, another block. Into Naminsky, couldn't handle the pass from Ruggieri.
Getting back to that steal, Petrosky was hiding behind Masker, who's a pretty big guy.
There's the block.
The three-point shot. That's 2 3-point shots that have been blocked by Diggs.
I think a couple blocks for Hall. He can get up there, I'll tell you what. So Porti sits. So a bigger lineup for the Wolfpack now. I don't think there's a guy under 6 foot, is there?
Yeah, it looks like Crestwood's zone here, too. A little unusual for them. They're playing a little zone.
Yeah, Mark said he would play that during this game. Egidio, air ball. Back comes Ruggieri. He'll push the pace. No call on the kick. Back to Hall. One-on-one, Hall takes it in.
Boy, he's athletic, Brandon Hall.
He has 4. Back and forth, track meet style here at Crestwood. Downtown Zaleski, count it.
Well, I think we're going to get over 40 points this game, Bob. They went 41-40 in overtime last time. It's 23-22, and there's still 3.5 to go in the first half.
Both teams want a high-scoring game, and they're shooting the ball pretty well. Out of bounds, and that will take a breather. We'll take a timeout. 3:21 left in the half. Back and forth we've gone. The Comets lead the Wolfpack by 1. Well, as I mentioned in the pregame, Doug, Wilkes-Barre has won 6 of their last 10. They are a team to be reckoned with, not only in 6A in the district, but also in this division. They come off a win over Dallas. They don't look good against Pittston. They put 4 wins together in there. They beat Hazleton. They beat Parkland. What can you say about the Wolfpack?
Well, they're still alive in this thing. You know, there's an outside chance. A lot of things have to happen, and they could still get into a playoff with 4 losses, but they can't afford any hiccups. They've got to run the table the last 3, but they're already set. Their position is pretty much already set. They're either going to be 2 or 3 in the district, and it doesn't matter which one you are, but they still have a shot at winning this division down here.
Now the Wolfpack started 1-4 on the season. Kind of be expected. A lot of players came out for this team. When you combine 3 schools that all are basketball powers.
Right, and they haven't played with each other, you know, for years. Well, that's deep.
Petrosky from Jerry McNamara range can't get it to go, and the foul on the rebound as Gilgallen is in the game for Wilkes-Barre.
And you know, Bob, getting back to Wilkes-Barre, they combine all the guys, so none of them are used to playing with each other. Then you get Diggs going down, they're hurt. Plus, they're all underclassmen, so you add all that up, and you got a little inconsistency to start. But once they find a rhythm, they're tough to stop.
Paul Walker back into the game for Wilkes-Barre. Porti, the point guard, still on the bench. So it's point guard by committee for Wilkes-Barre.
Yeah.
Again, no player under 6'2" out there on the floor for Wilkes-Barre.
Well, and it allows Crestwood to play zone, too. If Porti was in the lineup, they would probably stay man-to-man. But since Porti's out and nobody can drive it, they're going to play zone.
Diggs, in and out. Rebound by Gidio, no good. Back up to Vini. Working around the outside, looking for that outside three-pointer. Maybe even take it. Vini, got it from the corner.
Now you see Crestwood getting into semi-early offense. They spot up on the perimeter early in the offense.
So Vini has 2 3-pointers. He has 8 points overall. An 11-4 run put on by Crestwood.
Yeah, Crestwood going right at them. You know, they want, sooner or later you're going to have to play an up-tempo type of game. You can't always play a slow-down game. So they're going right at him, getting early offense, getting good looks early, and they're knocking down threes. That's the timeout, Coach Tools. He's yelling at his guys. We talked about it. You got to close out on shooters. And Crestwood's got 3 or 4 really good looks, and they've knocked them all down.
Crestwood's last loss was to Dallas by 14. As Porti is back into the game, and Crestwood immediately goes back to their man-to-man.
Yeah. Let's see, they double the first pass.
Walker blocked by Zaleski. Porti got it. Saquon Porti, 16 3-pointer on the year.
Makes the coach look good, doesn't it? He puts him in the game, and 3 seconds later, he knocks down a 3.
No team has led by more than 5. Zaleski, he'll try to match the 3, but Walker has the rebound. Hall likes to push the pace, and he'll get caught for the travel. Little erratic with the ball.
Now, his mind went a little faster than his body could take him.
There's the block by Zaleski.
Yeah. And then he stays calm and finds Porti for the wide open look.
So Vini will set up the offense.
Well, both teams on the next foul will be shooting with only a minute to go in the first half.
Inside to Papura. Coming up on a minute to play. Papura He hasn't scored yet. Didn't look good on that one. Here comes Walker.
Yeah, as I said before, they could live with him shooting the three.
What a pass from Diggs.
Well, Legidio got caught. He didn't know whether to shoot it with his right hand or his left hand, and he chose the right. It was a little too strong.
Coach Atherton wants the one shot.
Yeah,
he has 48 seconds left in the quarter. He's saying one shot.
Yeah.
Well, that brings up a topic. A lot of people yelling at the TV. We need a shot clock.
I'm kind of with you on a shot clock, to tell you the truth.
I think the time has come.
Yeah, a lot of other states, some neighboring states have it.
Yep.
And I don't think you have to make it a 25 or a 30. If you go 45 like the old days, this way nobody can hold the ball out forever. Sooner or later, you got to take it at somebody.
A lot to be debated right there. We'll let the powers that be do that. Under 10. Porti out in front, thought he had the charge. Instead, it's a blocking foul, and that will put Vini on the line. And more important, Porti picks up his third foul in the half.
Yeah, well, that one looks like it's up for the debate. Half the people think it's a good call, and half the people think it's a bad call.
So Marcus Vini, 41% shooter. Look good on that, though.
Yeah. Another guy shoots the ball well from beyond the arc, but struggles from the line.
And he's in double points, the only player on the floor that has it. He has 10.
He looked good on those. They were pretty pure. A little tempo control here to try to force a long shot at the buzzer.
Diggs, no good. Hall, the tip in, and that will do it. So a big run late in the second quarter pushes the Comets up on top, and we're at the half. The score 28-25. When we return, Paul Grippy will meet up with our friends from Allied Services, and then Doug and I will be back courtside with some halftime stats and highlights.
You're watching High School Hoops, presented by Allied Services.
Don't worry, we're not changing sports to the swimming pool. We'll get back to the basketball court in a few minutes, but halftime gives us a chance to visit the John Hines Aquatic Center on Mundy Street in Wilkes-Barre, and I'm joined by Cheryl Kukinda, a therapist here from the aquatic therapy classes. And this is great because when we think of Allied Services and the John Hines Institute, all kinds of therapy, but aquatic therapy, it actually sounds like fun and not just therapy. So people probably enjoy being in the water.
Oh, they do, especially our pool here. It's a heated pool, about 92 degrees, so it makes it nice and comfortable, helps decrease pain, and makes it a lot easier to move.
And that's year-round. You can get into the swimming pool, get your therapy, splash around, have a little fun. What are some of the advantages to aquatic therapy that you can't get outside the pool?
Oh, the heated pool makes movement so much easier. The buoyancy of the water makes it a lot easier to do the exercises because it helps lift the joints, takes all the pressure off of that. The heat again increases flexibility, increases your circulation. The resistance of the water when you're exercising, it resists the exercises in every direction. So it's a great strengthening tool. And also the hydrostatic pressure of the water. It's the pressure that's pushing against us. It can increase circulation and it can also decrease swelling. So it's a perfect all-round tool. It's just a safe, comfortable, warm environment to exercise in.
And being in the pool can do a lot of therapy. It's not just for the legs or the upper body. We can treat a lot of people and get them rehabilitated.
Oh yes, we can work on arthritis in almost every joint, neck injuries, back injuries. We work with orthopedic patients, fractures, joint replacements. We can do neurological issues, addressing stroke patients, head injuries, spinal cord injuries. We see pediatric patients also in the pool. So it's so many different things. We do arm exercises, leg exercises, balance work, strengthening, decreasing pain. It can target so many different issues.
And this is a great facility right here on Mundy Street in Wilkes-Barre. And it's not just for the patients and the rehabilitation patients of Allied Services. People can come after their therapy is finished and continue using the facility.
Yes, once they're done with therapy, they can, for a minimal fee, come and do all the exercises that they learned in therapy from their therapist on their own, Or we also, for the community, we have a program that they could come in, and again, for another minimal fee, they can do a whole hour exercise program with an instructor that stays on deck. And they exercise every joint in the body.
So here it is. It's on Monday Street. It's in Wilkes-Barre at the John Hines Institute of Allied Services. Thank you so much to Cheryl Kakinda, a therapist here at the Aquatic Therapy Center of the John Hines Institute. We'll be back with more basketball in the second half coming up. You're watching Allied Services High School Hoops on MyTV, WQMY.
Allied Services High School Hoops are at the half. It is the home team Crestwood leading Wilkes-Barre 28-25. We are courtside, Bob-eyed, Mr. Doug Walsh, and Doug, a very entertaining up and down type of first half. We wanted a high-scoring game. Looks like we're going to see it in the second half.
Yeah, Crestwood surprising me going right at Wilkes-Barre. Wilkes-Barre, I thought, would want to play a faster tempo, but Crestwood seems to be pretty comfortable playing in that kind of a tempo.
Yeah, and some good scoring out there, some great baskets. Masters playing really well for Wilkes-Barre. On the other side, Zaleski has 7 points, and Vini is pushing the pace, hitting a couple threes. He has 10.
Yeah, collectively, everybody's playing pretty well. Now, the foul trouble could come into play here because Portiz got 3 for that, and he kind of makes them go a little bit. They get a little out of sync when he's out of the game. But, yeah, everybody's going to have to contribute. Everybody's going to have to do their part today for both teams.
Well, let's take a look at some highlights from the first half. Crestwood out quickly. Talked about Vini. He had a couple of baskets, as did Petrosky.
Yeah, they didn't close out enough on Vini. He made 2 threes, and like we said in the open, everybody can shoot threes on this team. You see Zaleski there, Mike Zaleski, he's got a couple. And the Wilkes-Barre is going to have to defend the perimeter a little bit more. And you see Masker. He's so athletic, and he's a beast on the glass. You see the tip in and the follow,
By Fiesel, he had a couple.
And Hall set up Walker for the 3 there.
Then Papura, nice little turnaround.
Yeah, that's where Brandon Hall got lost down in the corner, and he couldn't find Papura, but Zaleski found Papura for the easy one.
And Vini with a nice 3 towards the end as Crestwood went on a nice little run there late in the second half, and that's where we stand right now. It's a 3-point advantage as Portiz tries to keep them in it as well. So when we come back, Doug will talk about some second half keys for both teams. 3-point advantage for the home team.
You're watching High School Hoops, presented by Allied Services.
Both teams on the court warming up for the second half as Wilkes-Barre trails Crestwood by 3. So from the first half, what do you want to see for both teams change into the second half, Doug?
Well, we talked about early in the open that you've got to get to the 3-point shooters on Crestwood. Wilkes-Barre is not doing a real good job of that. Crestwood wants to keep Wilkes-Barre off the offensive glass. They're not doing a real good job at that. So the coaches have to go back to the drawing board and say, look, this is our game plan. This is what we want to do. And whoever does those things better in the second half is probably going to come out on top.
Well, let's take a look at the 6A standings right now as district playoffs will be here before you know it. Hazelton's right up there. Wilkes-Barre, again, a team that's pretty hot. Scranton, Williamsport, and Delaware Valley trail. 4 teams will get into the playoffs. So you think, Williamsport, Delaware Valley fighting it out for that last spot. Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, and Hazelton probably securely in.
Right. Wilkes-Barre and Scranton, they may flip-flop their home game maybe because they're a neutral site to start, right? The first round, and the other one's with 8. But so it really doesn't matter for Wilkes-Barre or Scranton. They're locked in at 2 and 3.
But I think the hottest team going in may be Wilkes-Barre, depending on what happens tonight into their next 2 games. They play Hazelton at home on Thursday.
Right. And there's an outside chance they could catch Hazelton. Now Dallas is beating Hazelton by 8 at half as we speak, so you never know.
High scores, Vini has 10 for Crestwood, 9 points for Masker. Paul Walker has 7. And Jake Zaleski for the Comets has 7 as well. So the Comets will have the first possession of the second half, 3-point game. Remember, last time these two teams met, it was a 1-point game, went to overtime, and the score was only 41-40. We're going to hit that maybe here in the third quarter.
Yeah, and when we talked about earlier, Coach Toole was thinking, okay, well, if we get this up around 50-55, that'll be good for us. But Crestwood, uncharacteristically, doesn't mind going that high in the score.
The Wolfpack man-to-man defense. Petrosky, a nice spin move. Thought he was fouled, but he lays it in. He has 5.
No.
As Wilkes-Barre, looks like they're starting the larger lineup. Portilla's not out there.
With the 3 fouls, too, so they're going big, yeah.
Masker.
You see it paid off on the first play there with Masker with the offensive rebound. Interesting to watch here, Bob. There's some jawing after a lot of baskets here, so the referee's got to keep an eye on that.
Here comes Hall. Egidio finding the cutting Masker and overthrew the 6'4" junior. Coach Toole has, here we go, just settle down, doesn't want to see what happened against Princeton area where they went very cold in the second half.
Well, they pushed it, Diggs pushed it, got it to Egidio, but he just overthrew Diggs coming down the floor. That's the pace they want, though, Wilkes-Barre.
Step back 3 for Petrosky, count it. He's feeling it here in the second half.
Now, there's some guys that want the ball in big situations and in big games, and there's some guys that don't want it. This guy, Petrosky, he likes to be the guy in the big games.
Jordan Diggs starting the second half in place of Saquon Portee. Goes out of bounds. Wilkes-Barre retains possession. Masker pushed and almost got that one to go. Nice move, though, by Blake Masker.
Yeah, Masker's got real good footwork for a big fella. And as I said before, he can play away from the basket. He's got a nice soft jumper. He can drive it from the high post, the mid post, and the low post.
Here's the foul again.
And he loves that spin dribble on the baseline, too.
Masker had a high this year, 17 points against Hazleton in that win. Down at Hazleton.
It doesn't say much, just goes about his business and plays real steady.
Cole Walker knocks it and retrieves it. And he steps out of bounds. Tough break there for Cole Walker, who played real good defense.
Yeah, good hustle to run it down, and he just stepped on the sideline over there. Coach Toole couldn't argue, he saw it.
But I like the aggressive defense, though.
Yep.
There it is. Yep.
Yeah, right
just,
there you see his
stepped out. Good
foot slip. Yeah.
Nice replay.
Referee Sean Slusser right on it. Good hustle.
Feeney against the taller Diggs. I think if you're Crestwood, you have to get your open shot or you're going to get it blocked away. Be a push by Papura, offensive board.
Yeah, Papura did a nice job tipping it out to himself, and then he got a little too aggressive on the retrieval.
There's Coach Atherton.
A high 1-4 high set that would drop down into a low post. Had to get Petrosky for his third. I think he got him across the arm.
Yeah.
No player ever.
No, yeah, I was gonna say no player
ever thinks they commit a foul.
There's never any fouls. Back to Diggs, has a lane, might have got away with the travel, but lays it in.
Well, nowadays they call that the Euro step.
Euro, yeah. His first field goal of the day. Beazle, Petrosky trying to find anything, good defense. Zaleski makes a move and has an open lane.
Yeah, that's the second time Brandon Hall has let his man go by him and try to flick it from behind, and immediately Gilgallen's going to the table, and I'll bet my bottom dollar he's coming for Diggs. I'm sorry, for Hall.
Yeah. Jacob Zaleski 9 points in this game. Little push off by Walker, and they're going to get that as an offensive foul. Very subtle. I don't want to say payback because I know referees don't do that, but
yeah, a little too aggressive. That arm may have came out. No, he went for a Egidio. Gilgallen did.
Now the key is that's the third foul on Cole Walker. He has to be careful.
Yeah, he and Petrosky both have 3, and they're guarding each other.
Wilkes-Barre cannot let this one get out of hand. They already down 4. Crestwood's going to hold it up a little bit and a double dribble. Can't use 2 hands anymore.
Well, credit Jack Gilgallen because he stepped into the passing lane. He was going to pass it to Fiesel, and Kapora hesitated and put 2 hands on it.
So there's Jordan Diggs, a 6'3" junior, playing in his 5th game back from injury. Work it back to Diggs. Wilkes-Barre needs a little bit more spacing. Boy, Masker, it looks good. There are some coaches here in the bleachers who are probably looking to recruit that kid.
Well, he does a lot of things well. He's got a nice soft touch.
Step back, no good. Hall goes up high to rebound that.
Interesting to see if they go back to Masker again. He's trying to post him up, but Fiesel helping from behind there. I think if you're patient, you'll get him in the post again.
Tried to force it to him, didn't they? Papura,
Yeah.
good defense.
Yeah, Papura pushed him out way too high, too.
Feeney gonna push it. Petrosky, corner pocket, way off the mark. Here an opportunity for a Hall, 1-on-1. And Hall can't get the 3-point opportunity. Go to the line. We'll take a timeout on the floor, and we come back. Wilkes-Barre trying to get back in this one, trailing by 3. High School Hoops is brought to you by Allied Services. Call Tina for an in-home evaluation for possible admission to one of our world-class rehab hospitals at Hines Rehab in Wilkes-Barre or Allied Rehab Hospital in Scranton. Call 570-830-8928. 3:31 left, 3rd quarter. Wilkes-Barre still in it, down 3. Good defense on both sides. Seeing some great athletic ability from both teams.
Yeah, and you see now Porti checks back into the game. Going to run the point. They were a little out of sorts without him running the point.
Fiesel picked up his first foul before the break. Brandon Hall, the 6'4" junior, goes to the line. Hall's first foul shots tonight.
And you see Don
Looks
Shaw,
good.
Don Shaw into the game for Crestwood. A little bit more size to battle inside against Masker.
Hall had 16 points in their last meeting for Crestwood, and he actually had his high for the year. First game of the season, he had 20 against Delaware Valley. Can't get that one to go. 2-point game.
A good box out by Jacob Zaleski. Pull that rebound down.
Zaleski through the legs. Fiesel into the lane. Has to get it over the taller Gilgallen, can't do it, so there's the height advantage.
Yeah, good defense that time by Wilkes-Barre.
Saquon Porti with the speed. Good look to Gilgallen, and we're tied at 35.
Well, credit Porti for taking that ball deep into the lane, drawing the help defense, and then finding his teammate. They missed him, but now they got him. Oh, what a block. Jacob Zaleski's having a game.
Back the other way, Petrosky, the hoop and the harm.
Porti a little bit late getting the ball to Walker, allowed Jacob Zaleski to come from nowhere to block that shot. And then they got to run out the other way. You see a little late getting that ball to him, and look where Zaleski came from, all the way from the other side of the lane to block that. And then the run out. Usually good defense leads to good offense.
Petrosky has 8 points in this quarter, 10 overall in the game.
Well, there's a big turnaround there, Bob. Instead of 2 points for Wilkes-Barre this way, and then they got a 3-pointer the other way.
Hall makes that. So back and forth we go in this heavyweight bout at Division I Wyoming Valley Conference.
Gilgallen on Vini that time, and Vini gave him as he was going to drive all the way to the basket, and then the quick pull-up had Gilgallen on his heels.
Yeah, Vini with 12.
See, they're doubling down on Masker now, not allowing him to get the ball in this zone.
Shaw in the middle, now guarding Masker.
If you're Wilkes-Barre, you got to get better spacing. The Gilgalli and Masker are too close together there on the high and low post.
Coach Toole just looking on. Good pump fake by Masker. To Gilgalli and lays it up and in. 2 in a row for Gilgalli.
Masker got a little Charlie horse on the top of his thigh there. He's banged up a little bit.
Mike Zaleski into it now. His first triple in this quarter. Masker's hurt.
Yeah, he's definitely hurt. He can't go. They had to use a timeout. They're going to give him an injury timeout.
Injury timeout, I think.
Maybe. Yeah, it looks like they're going to give him an injury timeout.
How big would that be? He is playing so well.
Well, you got a Charlie horse there.
Here's what Crestwood has done. Again, 2 wins in a row. Then they were back and forth, and I said, in the pregame, they had a very good December, but January they were up and down in the league play.
Yeah, and they're almost all must-win situations now for them. Tonight, and then they got to play Pittston and they got to play Hazleton, so you can't afford another loss, I would say. So Crestwood doing what they have to do thus far with 1:15 to go in the third with a 4-point lead.
There you see they host Pittston and they have to go to Hazleton on Saturday. So 3-game week for these teams.
Yeah, one at a time. Everybody's taking them one at a time.
So we'll let Masker on the bench. Maybe it cramps.
Well, interesting to see now. Wilkes-Barre, they don't have a post player per se. Now they're going to put Walker in the post, but Zaleski's on him. Jacob Zaleski.
Try to get a pick and roll with Gilgalli. Walker had to get it over.
Zaleski got a piece of that, I think, Jacob Zaleski.
What an interception by Hall. 2-on-1. The alley-oop almost got it to go. That would have brought the crowd down here.
Yeah, they set that up nice. Hall gave it to Portee, and he knew he was going to get it back. And just a little bit too far away from the basket was the pass.
That would have been the highlight of the year.
And you'll see Crestwood probably play for 1 now, up 4 with 20 seconds to go. This was the final score last time in overtime, and we still got another quarter to go. The last time was 41-40 after overtime.
The key for Wilkes-Barre is that 53 mark, and we have a foul. And Gilgalli, I think, who hits the ground.
Yeah, not bonus yet,
nope.
So they can live with that. 6 seconds to go now. See what Crestwood draws up.
Petrosky, time ticking, 5 seconds. Petrosky was wide open underneath, had it blocked by Gilgalli. The half-court shot is no good. So Crestwood had a 3-point lead at the half. They extend that to 4 as we go to quarter number 4 here in Mountain Top. Well, the Crestwood faithful, the student body looking on, happy their team is up by 4 as we start the 4th quarter here in Mountain Top. Got to get our cameraman off the floor. now that we've done that, Wilkes-Barre will get possession to begin the quarter down 4. What do you want to see better from the Wolfpack?
Well, they have to do a better job hitting the open man when they're open. They're a little bit late with the passes.
Good news for them. Blake Masker's in the game. Hall up on the alley-oop. Pulled down. Here comes Zaleski. To the hole from behind. Walker with the block.
Now they ran a set play out of that, trying to get the lob again. Coach Toole thought
he went out of bounds.
He thought Petrosky undercut his man going to the basket.
Back on top to Mike Zaleski, the 5'11 junior. His brother also into the game, and how about that? He passes it right to him.
Yeah, the brother's having a real good game. Jacob Zaleski is. offensively and defensively.
Oh, Papura to Vini. Couldn't get that one to go. An opportunity for the Wolfpack.
That was textbook basketball, just didn't finish. Zaleski caused that turnover too.
Egidio up Papura. Hall from behind with the foul.
Now, if you're Wilkes-Barre, you don't mind that foul by Brandon Hall. He's probably going to get an easy lay-in. Now you put Papura on the line where he struggles a little bit. You see that good foul, clean.
Yeah, Papura not very good from the line, as we have told you. He hasn't made one yet here tonight. Look good on that. Look better on that, I should say.
Yeah.
You only need them when they count, right, Doug?
A little bit of a line drive there, but let's see how he does with this one.
Crestwood, as a team, shooting under 60%. Well, that will look good too. Two big ones there.
No, Hall did a nice job fouling and making him make the 2 foul shots, and Papura answered.
Largest lead of the night in a very close game for either team.
Good to see Masker back in there. Looks like he's okay.
Not really a three-point threat on the floor for Wilkes-Barre. Masker double team, Vini the steal. He'll push the pace, stop and pop, and now good. Masker with a defensive board. Here comes Porti.
Well, not a bad shot by Vini, though. You like to shoot those in transition.
Good drive by Porti, another junior.
Now, Coach Atherton wants to slow it down here and get a good offensive set, get some good execution, see if he can get a good shot.
Coach Toole pointed out a great stat. When they score 53 and over, they're undefeated, right? Wilkes-Barre?
Yeah, they haven't lost.
Maybe Coach Atherton's aware of that. He wants to take the steam out of it.
Yeah. Well, they're at 41. They probably will get to 53.
There's the Wilkes-Barre faithful, the Wolfpack in the house. And Coach Atherton's going to call timeout on that.
Yeah.
So we'll stay right here. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. So Crestwood, again, was in the District 2 semifinals a year ago against Abington. Very tight this year in 5A.
Look at those teams. Any one of those teams could win that thing. I mean, even North Pocono down there and West Scranton, you can't take those two teams lightly. Paupack has a real good team with Rosenthal and Gabe Springer, who used to play for Coach Toole down here at Myers. Dallas playing very well of late. They're beating Hazleton tonight. Abington's found their rhythm. Pittston area doing a real good job. So that is wide open, that bracket.
Playoffs start in District 2, I think February 16th, around there. Maybe the 17th. Okay, back here, downtown. Egidio, that would have been a huge one.
That was a
Coach
design
Toole
play.
really wanted it.
Yeah, design play coming out, picking the pop.
And now an opportunity for Crestwood to just slow it down. Take
Well,
some
yeah,
time off
it'll
the
be
clock.
interesting, Bob. You're right, to see if they run some clock now for the last 4 or 5 minutes of this ball game, because they're pretty good at that.
Well, if you're Coach Toole, the way Crestwood shoots foul shots, don't be surprised. Block. Here comes Hall. Porti, pop shot. Oh, back of the rim. Looked good going in, though.
Yeah, Porti thought he made it. He was going down the other end.
Let's say Petrosky, corner pocket. He hits the rim. Oh, Porti, maybe that Euro step again.
Coach Atherton looking like, really? That's legal?
2-point game. Wilkes-Barre's closing the gap. They trailed by 6. Vini to Papura, in and out. Masker down again. He is in some pain.
Yeah, looks like it might be the ankle this time.
He's grabbing his leg. He's calling a bunch of trainers out. Let's see. I don't know if this is a bad cramp or, as you said, the ankle. 4:54. Let's look at it again.
Yeah, there's the Euro step by Sortie and the finish. Yeah, it's interesting to see what happened. Let's see. Yeah, he looks like he's going for his ankle down low. I didn't see what happened to him, but it was on that drive to the basket. He was defending Papora. Maybe he came down awkwardly on it.
He's still on the grounds.
He looks like he's in some pain too.
So we have a couple games left next week. Next Tuesday, in fact, 1 week today, Matt Schaefer and I will be up in Dunmore. That's a Lackawanna League Division III game. Then we'll have playoffs for you, semifinals, February 21st. We'll have a first round of states right here on March 6th. So Riverside, Dunmore next week. You know the Lackawanna League as well as the Wyoming Valley Conference. That's a Division II going back and forth. Holy Cross, though, kind of leading that pretty well.
Yeah, Riverside still has a chance. Dunmore playing well of late. Dunmore, unfortunately for Coach Kevin Clark, they've been banged up all year with the Walsh boys hurt. No relation, but their best player's been out for most of the year. Tommy Doherty playing very, very well for Dunmore, and Riverside playing very well of late. You should have a good game up there, you and Matty Schaefer.
So Masker limps off.
That doesn't look good, does it?
No. He was tough on the last one. It looks like it was the thigh area. This one looks a little bit lower.
Yeah, they're down looking at it. I think it's his right ankle.
And Coach Toole, just like that, is going to call a timeout. He knows how important this possession is.
Yeah, I don't know if he thinks he can maybe get Masker back in there. Now he has to sit for at least one tick of the clock, but maybe he's thinking they can work on him and get him back in there. But now you're going to have to see Cole Walker maybe take over this ball game.
Well, you talk about a district conference division, I should say, that's pretty tight. You think Prep and Valley View have the best chance to get to the arena?
Yeah, they're playing each other this week too. Valley View, Coach Kerp is doing a real good job with a young team there, and Scranton Prep is always good. Valley View 6-3 in the league. They probably can't catch Prep for the division, but they play each other this week. They could make that interesting. But Prep doing it with mirrors. You know, they don't have their best team or their team that they normally have, but kind of the rest of the Abington's down a little bit. But Valley View, Mike Kerp is doing a real good job with that Valley View club. They can beat anybody on any given night. They beat Abington by 25 or 30 a couple weeks ago.
They did. And Tunkhannock's that anomaly you don't know much about. I mean, they always have good teams up there.
Yeah. Spencer Lunger does a nice job up there at Tunkhannock always.
So a big possession here for the Wolfpack, looking to tie the game. Or take the lead for Portiz. Got it!
They thought he got away with a little bunny hop there before he shot it, but Portiz a little excited after he knocked that one down.
First lead since the first quarter for Wilkes-Barre. We told you this was going to be a tight one. Now Petrosky. Popura maybe should have shot it. Instead, he sent it out to Zaleski, who makes a move. Hop. Popura, big board, and he's going to be fouled by Gogalen on the floor.
Yeah, pretty good defensive set that time by Wilkes-Barre. They just couldn't come up with the rebound. Now you see Portiz. Does he have a little bunny hop there? I don't know.
You know what? I've seen it in every game of high school.
Yeah.
It's just common now. Petrosky downtown, no good. Here comes Hall. So here comes Wilkes-Barre with the lead.
Yeah, pretty entertaining game.
Yep.
Bob-eyed.
As expected. Gonna go down to the wire. Portiz. So now Wilkes-Barre is gonna slow it down. We're under 4. Trying to get a screen. Gogalen. I don't know if that's the shot I want to see if I'm Coach Toole. We have a foul, and we'll take a timeout. Hall, way downtown, called for the foul. 3:41 left. We'll take our final break. Going to be a great finish here in Mountaintop. Well, their Comets trail by 1 now, 3:41. That's the crowd that's happy right now on the other side of the floor. So the student body's getting into it, the fans getting into it, and Doug, you said it, it's going to be an exciting finish here in Mountaintop.
Those fans will be happy to know that Dallas is beating Hazleton at the end of the third quarter by 4 also, because that keeps Wilkes-Barre alive if Hazleton could lose. So, yeah, they're a little excited. This is a good crowd here. Nice
Vocal crowd. Here comes Crestwood. They've led second quarter and the third quarter. Downtown Zaleski's got it.
Now, Jacob Zaleski is having a ball game. Both ends of the floor.
The J-Man with 3 threes tonight.
And they're timely too. They seem to be struggling for a basket, and then he hits one. Then they get a wide open look, and he comes and blocks it. He's doing a real good job all over the floor.
Trying to get a screen up top. Here's Portee. Remember, Blake Masters on the bench getting an ankle taped. I don't think he's coming back. So this is Hall, Brendan Hall Jr. And they're gonna count it. What a move by Hall.
Good finish. He knew he was going to take him one-on-one the entire time. He stayed strong through it, and he finished.
The foul was called on Papura, his third. Both teams have 16 fouls. This one's no good. So we're tied again at 48.
Now, down the stretch, you'd say Wilkes-Barre is a better foul shooting team than Crestwood is, so we'll see how that plays out. Both teams will be bonus from now on.
Vini, he's been hot. Papura, big board. They go down on the ground. Vini, charge!
Oh, great job by Matt Agidio. He stood in there and took it. I think it was a good call. Crestwood, the fans don't like it, but I think he was set. You see it, the scrum on the floor. Walker picks it up. It bounces off Vini's face, and then I think Agidio's entitled to that. You don't like it?
I don't like it. I think he was moving.
Okay.
Don't you have to be stationary?
Well, no, you could be moving laterally or backwards.
Okay. Did he dip his shoulder? Maybe that's what you're seeing?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Tough call. A call had to be made. I see they're double teaming Portee out on top.
And guess who's back in the game for Wilkes-Barre? This guy right here,
He's a
Masker.
tough kid. He's a tough kid.
He's playing through the pain. Ankle, quad, you name it, under 2 to play. Both teams have 3 timeouts, and Coach Toole calls 1. Woo!
Well, it'll be interesting, Bob. 53 is their number they got to get to, Wilkes-Barre, right? Can they get there? They're undefeated when they score 53 points, so we'll see what happens down the stretch.
Well, there's Coach Toole again. Coached at Myers for 16 seasons. This is the first season these 3 schools have combined. And I got to tell you, in all the sports, they've been very competitive. They've won some district titles.
Yep.
They're in the playoffs for football. All the girls' teams are competing as well. So from an athletic standpoint, you have to say that's working.
Yeah.
Whether or not you combine all 3 schools is a debate, not for me and you.
Right. And you know, it's difficult for these coaches to put together these teams. You know, when you see all these guys coming from all different, in all sports, people coming from, and you try to mesh them together. It's a very difficult job for any coach in any sports, and they're doing a pretty good job of it.
Well, there is the Wilkes-Barre School Board member, Coach Atherton. He has 6 district titles here at Crestwood. I know he was one of the proponents of combining the 3.
Yeah. Well, they made it back to, Crestwood made it back to the state tournament last year.
Yep.
The first time in about 10 years. So.
And they lost in the second round to Pottsville.
Yeah. Yeah, they manhandled Frankfurt early, and then they lost to a real good Pottsville team in the second round. They got 5 second count. Real good defense.
Brandon Hall didn't know if he should call a timeout. He's looking over at the bench. They had 2 remaining. So instead, it's a turnover. That is costly.
Well, he had Gilgallen right in front of him, but maybe the play wasn't designed to go to Gilgallen. He didn't give it to him.
So now Crestwood an opportunity.
Yeah.
90 seconds left in this Division I matchup.
Crestwood feels more comfortable in this style now with a minute and a half to go.
Coach Atherton now, he's going to call a timeout. Both teams now down to 2. Well, we didn't expect anything less last time these two teams met a couple weeks ago, went to overtime. Who knows what's going to happen here? Definitely, it was only 41-40. It's not even 50 yet, so things have definitely slowed down. I think the defense has gotten a lot better.
Yeah, both teams are really playing really good defense. You know, you say, okay, well, there's 48 points given up, but there's some great blocks. There's some forced shots that the defense is causing. And, you know, as we said before, any given night in this division, it is a tough game. No matter who you're playing, it's a tough game, top to bottom.
Well, the easiest schedule, I think, is for Wilkes-Barre the next 2. They play Hazelton.
Yeah, right.
They get them at home, coming off of maybe a loss tonight, and then they get the bottom of the barrel, Berwick, who's not having a good season.
Right. So if they could somehow pull this one out, and they beat Hazelton last time, so they feel like they have their number. They're still very much in the thick of things now. We'll know a lot more in a minute and 26 seconds, but.
And don't count the Comets out either. They have Pittston area here, and then they go to Hazelton in that rivalry game. So 1:26 on the clock. We're tied at 48. Both teams will be in the bonus, and both teams have 2 timeouts. So there's the tail of the tape as we go down the stretch. Yeah. After the timeout, let's see. Here comes the double team by Wilkes-Barre. And Coach Atherton quickly didn't like something he saw. They'll call timeout.
He wanted to see what they were going to do, if they were going to play straight man or if they were going to jump it. Now, this time coming out, they'll be a little bit more aggressive, Crestwood, and they'll try to take something that they're going to only take a layup. They won't take anything else. They probably won't take a jumper, but they're going to work that ball around and maybe get a back door or maybe get something going toward the basket and a dump off. But they're disciplined. You'll see their discipline now in the next minute and 17 seconds, because they work on. This is the way they practice. This is the way they play. They've been doing it for years, so they probably have an edge if they wanted to try to take the last shot here, because they're good at it. It's a long time to hold that ball out at a minute and 17, so they'll take a good one if they get it.
One thing around this division, as you look at up and down, there's a lot of underclassmen. A lot of talent in the underclass. Yeah, next season's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, these two teams especially, right?
Barre is
the only senior they lose, and the rest of these guys are all back. So these guys will be going toe-to-toe for a couple years.
Exciting times in the Wyoming Valley Conference if you're a boys basketball fans.
And I see now the Wolfpack stay back in the zone. Well, they're going to go pressure the ball a little bit. It's a 1-3-1 zone.
Yep. Egidio out in front. And don't be surprised if Coach Atherton takes this all the way down for the final shot.
Yeah. Now there's sometimes that teams will show zone, and then at some point they'll go out and grab somebody man to man. Now I don't know if Wilkes-Barre will do that here, but
they have the smallest guy on the court is Porti, and he's underneath the basket in the 1-3-1. Yeah. If you're the Crestwood Comets, you need to get the open look, because you're going to have a hand in your face probably.
I love the 1-3-1 defense. A lot of teams don't work on it.
Well, the corners usually open on this, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, they got Porti. Going corner to corner. Now see if Crestwood will call timeout, or they're going to run something now with 15 to go. If you're Wilkes-Barre,
there it is.
Yep.
Use the last timeout in regulation. 12 seconds left in this game. Tied at 48. What will Crestwood do? Who gets the final shot? To be determined.
The way Jacob Zaleski's having a game today, I wouldn't be surprised if they want him to take it.
Avini had a very good first half. Petrosky's had a very good second half.
Yeah. I don't know that they're gonna run a play for anybody. They're just gonna run a play and see if they can get somebody open, no matter who it is. Now, if you're Wilkes-Barre, Bob, Would you commit a foul right now? Maybe put Papora on the line,
right?
And then you control the situation, regardless if he makes 1 or 2 or 0. You know, a lot of guys will foul, and this way they control the outcome. But it'll be interesting to see now if you're Wilkes-Barre and they do give up a look and they miss. You must come down with the rebound.
Right.
Don't give
No
Crestwood a second chance.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, 2 veteran coaches going head-to-head here in Mountaintop.
Now, what are you going to do if you're Wilkes-Barre? Are you going to stay in that 1-3-1 zone, or are you going to go man-to-man and pressure? Yeah, it looks like they're picking up.
I think you have to go man-to-man, right?
Yeah,
you have to pressure.
Yeah, they're picking up man-to-man.
Here we go. Clock rolling. Under 12. Beanie in the backcourt.
Interesting to see if they'll double the pick and roll. They like the pick and pop here.
Here comes the screen. Knocked away. An opportunity. Hall for the win. He's got it. And it counts. Brandon Hall from midcourt. And Wilkes-Barre wins a close one. 51-48.
Unbelievable. You know, the last time they played this game, Bob, it was 41-40, and somebody hit a 3-ball. There's the steal. The great job by Portee. And Brandon Hall, straight on, nothing but net.
The shot heard around Luzerne County tonight.
That was sweet. Wow.
Wilkes-Barre trailed all the second half. Finally took the lead in the fourth quarter. The steal and the win. Brandon Hall losing a shoe and everything. We'll talk to him. And our other player of the game. The final score again, 51-48. Wilkes-Barre wins a big one. The biggest win in Wilkes-Barre area boys basketball. A big shot by Brandon Hall wins it 51-48. We're back at Crestwood, and Brandon Hall joins me right now. Let's go through that last play. Did you think it was going in?
Yeah, when I shot it, it was high arc. I seen the ball roll. I knew it was gonna go in. I just knew it was gonna go in. When he got the steal, I had a half-court shot against this team. First time we played them, and then I hit it for the win again.
What were you thinking with 12 seconds left? They kind of slowed it down. You guys played tough defense.
Yeah, my teammate Saquon Portee played good defense on number 1, I believe. Got the steal, I picked it up, and I just seen 2 seconds left, and I shot it.
This team, you guys are playing really well right now. What's the confidence like?
We playing good. We having good practice. We put new plays in, and we're going to execute and try to get these last 2 games, get the 2 wins.
Is that the biggest shot of your life?
Yes.
Well, make sure you watch the replay. Brandon Hall, our player of the game. Blake Masker was our other player of the game. He's injured. He ran right in. Coach Toole is going to join us. What can you say about that shot and way the guys played tonight?
You know, big-time players make big-time plays, and I couldn't be prouder of all the guys. But that's one for a memory, a good memory.
You trailed in the second and third quarter, but you guys fought back. What's that show about this team?
Well, I think we're getting better. And we talked about it at halftime, about handling adversity and just keep fighting every possession. Play it every possession hard. And, you know, I told you, Bob, we thought if we could score 53 points, we could win it. We were right there.
We got 51.
Thanks to this guy.
Okay, we're going to present you with our Allied Services Championship plaque. We have to give it to this guy. The biggest shot of his career, the biggest shot in Wilkes-Barre area boys basketball history. Congratulations, guys. Good luck the rest of the season. This will be a team to be reckoned with in District 6A. They even have a chance to win the division if they can win the next 2 games. Thanks, guys. We'll bring Doug in now. Congratulations, Brandon. What a shot, huh?
How about that, huh? Well, you know, the last game they made a three-quarter court shot at the buzzer that was meaningless. This one had a little bit more meaning to it.
Absolutely, but again, this team playing with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, they played real well. They got down. They didn't panic. They stayed together. Masker goes out. They get hurt a little bit. They're a little banged up. Portee comes back in with the foul trouble, played real well, hit a couple big shots, and he knocked that ball away to give Hall the shot of his life.
Let's talk about Crestwood, though. They're not out of it. Again, a very good team. How do you see them playing out? They have a game against Pittston area, then they go down to Hazleton.
Well, Hazleton's on the ropes at Dallas now. I don't know if it's a final yet, but Hazleton may get 3 losses. So Crestwood's still alive in this thing, as is Pittston, as is Dallas, as is now Wilkes-Barre. As we said in the open, 4 losses may do it, depending on what Hazleton does the next 2 days. So we'll see.
A lot of great basketball to be played in the Wyoming Valley Conference. If you're around, you have to get out to a game. Doug, thank you for joining us. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Our next telecast, 1 week today, up in the Lackawanna League, Division III action. Riverside takes on Dunmore. Tip time for that, 7:35. For the entire Fox 56 Sports crew, for Doug Walsh, this is Bob Ide saying so long. What a game here in Mountain Top.